Okay, so I am here with my boy Colin. What's up, Colin?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, dude?
Great to be here. I appreciate you having me over here, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. We've been trying to get together and doing this for a little bit now. Finally, now that everything is together, we decided to get together and do a pod, man. Doing
My
a
boy,
pod.
dude.
Yeah, bro. Super happy. So Colin and I always thought that Colin would be a great person to get on the podcast, and hopefully we'll do like a bunch of episodes and stuff with Colin. But I want to,
Super stoked.
yeah, man, I want to, run down, just a little bit about you and stuff like that, like, how we met, who you are, what you're all about, and everything. I know that you're really big into music, just like me, and everybody else that we at least like to enjoy hanging out with. You know what I mean? Um, so tell me about that, man. Tell me about how we first met.
Yeah, man. So back at Sam Ash, man, rest in peace to the Sam Ash franchise. We worked at the Clearwater Sam Ash store together. I was doing recording over there, and Anthony was doing luthier work.
Yeah.
Great repair technician.
Man, I miss that fucking repair room,
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like, just the smell of it was great. Cleaning it out, bro. Like, man. R.I.P. But yeah, we met at Sam Ash. I was doing recording over there. I had not worked at a music store before Sam Ash. I'd been recording and working with artists and making beats and stuff for a while, but the music store industry, I guess, is kind of like an animal of its own. It's really cool because you do meet like a lot of cool people and shit, but
yeah,
it can change, I guess.
yeah.
We drop of a dime.
We got hired there pretty much at the same time, didn't we? I mean, like,
Yeah,
or I think you maybe one month or two
you
after
were there
I was
a
there.
little bit. You were there a little bit before.
Yeah,
me.
it wasn't very long though. It wasn't very long. It was just like a month or two or something. I remember when you got hired, and like people at music stores are just like super cliquey and
Yeah,
super
they are,
judgy.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
For sure.
Like, so I remember when you first got hired, everyone was like, "Who's this new quiet kid?" You know what I mean? Like, "Who's this new guy?" or whatever. And then like I remember getting to know you and shit, and I'm like, "This fucking kid's awesome, bro. Colin is mad chill." And as we started to get to know each other a little bit, I was like, we talked a lot, and I know that you were really into recording and production and stuff like that. So you were kind of holding down the pro audio section, like pretty. I mean, I know we do everything.
Yeah, and then
you do everything
exactly pro audio, and then guitars when no one would show up in guitars, just because
Yeah.
I'm a guitar player. But pro audio is my home ground.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, it was like music stores. The way it was originally, or not originally, but how the culture was everyone kind of had their own section and stuff like that. But it kind of developed into a point where everybody kind of did everything. Like these music stores started to go downhill, and just to give you guys an idea about that, with online and with COVID, because we got hired there pretty much right after COVID started to trail off a little bit. So
right
it was,
after everything kind of eased up and the world went back to normal.
yeah. So it was a little bit weird and a little bit different. We were just always competing with online business and stuff. So you kind of have to know a little bit of everything to work at these big box music stores nowadays.
Back in the day, as a music store salesman, you kind of had this position as an expert to where you had knowledge that no one else really had. So if someone had a problem with their gear, they would take it into a music store. If they had a question about what to get next, they would come in and speak to an expert.
Mhm.
Always compare it to Apple's store, where like even if your phone screen's broken, you have to like set an appointment and
Yeah.
go in there at a time. And it's kind of how music stores were nowadays. And now like we'll be at GC on the floor trying to make our SPH, and some guy will come up with like some PV speakers from the 60s and be like, these don't work. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I can't help you, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know we wish, because I know this is the kind of guy you are, and I know I'm this way too. But it's like, when people come in with that kind of stuff, and you really want to help people out, regardless of what they want, because it's just what we do. But the way that they have you working now, it's like you have to sell your fucking ass off, otherwise you're making like minimum wage.
The cultures, yeah, exactly. The culture's just so much different. it's just a lot different. You're completely right. If you
Yeah.
don't completely adhere to certain standards, then you're a minimum wage worker, and in today's economy, that's just not
Yeah, no,
fathomable
absolutely not at all.
to
Yeah,
make a living from.
yeah. We weren't on you were on commission when we
I
were at
was on
Ash, right?
commission at
Sam Ash?
Ash, but it wasn't as good as GC, I will say.
Yeah,
But in
yeah,
GC in the beginning, but with the way they keep changing things and shifting things,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
essentially the same
yeah.
now
Yeah, no,
from what it
exactly.
was.
I was on commission at Sam Ash, but it was for repair. I would get a percentage of like every repair that I did, and I'd make commission. I got to the point where I was selling so much stuff that they were starting to give me commission off of every little thing that I sold. But I know, like with salesmen, you almost the same thing as at GC. You have to kind of hit a goal, like a certain goal, and then you made your commissions after that. Like,
Dude, people come for you. Like at Sam Ash, that shop was your shop, and people would come even if they weren't gonna get like you'd say they got their guitar repaired once from you.
yeah,
Every time they come to that Sam Ash,
yeah,
they're coming to visit you,
yeah,
and they might get something on the way, you know?
yeah.
So you were running so much sales, dude. And it's the same way at GC. Like I've noticed every like transaction that you have with someone, they fucking love you, dude. Like it's literally like it's really cool to watch
Your
because
customer, your clients are the same way, dude. You know what I mean? It's and then that's the cool part about working at a music store is when you are on a level with like your coworkers where there's a clear level of respect, then it feels good. You know, like they're when you don't really vibe with someone else on the sales floor, it's always like a competition and you're fighting for fucking sales and this, that, and the other, and like there's a lot of treachery and this and that. Like if you're like on a level of respect, like the way that you and I are, like it's like when people come in and ask for you, like I'm happy to be like, yo, this is the days he works, come in and see him when he's here, you know, or even if
totally
you're not
same.
there and I know you've been working with this person, make sure that, you know, all the transactions go through under your name. That way you get the credit and stuff. And that part is really good. But you get people that you work with who obviously don't have that level of respect. They just want to be greedy
Yeah, for
and get
sure.
everything that they want, you know. But yeah, dude, totally get it. We'll get more into that. But tell me a little bit about your music career and like tell me about like some of the stuff that you did that's worth mentioning and like what tell me about music and
Yeah,
what you like to do and what you've done
yeah,
and what
man.
brought you to working in music stores.
So I grew up playing music. My dad was a drummer, and he died when I was
Oh,
younger.
I'm
So
sorry, man.
it's all good, man.
Dude.
He was like the dude most badass drummer ever, and music was like the one thing that we really could like bond over or whatever. Like even if like we were mad as fuck at each other, like he could throw on some like Black Flag and we would like jam and hang out. Like I remember being like fucking 10 years old on the way to Little League practice, and he had a Jeep and he had all the doors off, and he used to get really nice systems in the car, and he was playing some I think it was like Antichrist Superstar, Marilyn Manson
Yeah,
album,
it's a jam.
and he really loved it. And we were at a red light, and this guy looked over at us and just shook his head. And I remember feeling so proud. I was like, dude, that guy, like, what a. And it was just funny. Like my dad was cool. He's just mad cool.
Yeah.
Like he everything from Black Flag to like Rush to he was really into like a lot of the like late 80s, early 90s rap like Run DMC, and he
Mm.
liked Beastie Boys a lot and shit like that too. So it was always an eclectic mix of music to listen to, which was really cool. So I would just go on his computer and like download whatever album art looked cool and then just go and listen to it on my iPod
Fucking
and
iPods, man.
dude, I'm telling you,
iPods.
man, it was the shit,
Which one did
bro.
you have?
Dude, I had the little square video one,
Hmm.
and I got the skin for it. It was like a tie-dye skin. So it was like a little
Okay, yeah, like the iPod Nanos or like
no,
the
like
rectangular ones.
dude, it
Like for those of you who are listening that don't know what iPods are, the iPhones weren't always a thing. Like like literally like, we used to listen to music out of these little things called MP3
like
players.
that.
Oh, the iPod, the fifth
iPod
gen.
Video 5th gen. It was called iPod Video. Because I remember you could go on iTunes and you could download like
Yeah,
episodes of Family Guy or like episodes of SpongeBob. And I remember I had one episode of Family Guy and one episode of SpongeBob on it, and I would just fucking watch them like religiously on
yeah,
car rides and shit.
yeah. That's when like that iPod specifically is when you were able to start actually watching videos on it and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly, exactly.
I'll pull
But
up it.
yeah, man, that's how the spark was initiated. I would just go on there, and my dad would pirate like everything too. So he had like 35 days worth of music on his computer, and I would just go on there and find shit that looked cool. And early on, like I would say, what got me into wanting to play guitar was like
That's an
fucking
iPod. That's the iPod he's
yeah,
talking about
literally,
right
it's the
there. Just so you
exact
guys know.
iPod, dude.
Yeah.
It's same color and everything. Then I had the tie-dye skin.
Oh, yes, yeah. Okay, like, do you remember when they first came out with the iPhone and stuff? Like, it was just these things are
Dude, it
revolutionary.
was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I was really into like the Doors and like Hendrix was always my number one. This is when I was like 9 or 10, and then I was like really into all the counterculture. And
Right.
then when I turned like 11, 12, I started getting into like Sabbath and all the heavier shit, Black Flag, because my dad was always a big hardcore punk
Yeah.
guy and a big just like thrash and doom and everything. So I would go in there and find a bunch of cool albums, and uh by the time I was like 13, if it didn't have any bit of like deathcore growling in it, I would be like, turn that shit off. Like eat like I would be deathcore or nothing from the time I was like 14 until I was like
Yeah, Mitch
16.
Luker was like
Yeah, literally
huge,
like
huge, huge part of
dude,
my life, dude.
my absolute favorite vocalist of all time. Like Unanswered Video like changed my fucking life. So I was just over there chugging, and then I started. This was like the end of 8th grade, I guess, and then
Hmm.
I started smoking weed, and listening
Nice.
to like a lot more rap.
Yeah.
And I had always liked like underground
I think
East
that's why we vibed
Coast.
a lot together too, is because we're both into like, all the different kinds of metal and rock and alternative and stuff, and we're also really big into the rap game, like
Yeah,
hip hop and,
it's
and good stuff too. You know
it's
what I mean?
it's the same energy. I feel like it carries itself in just different fonts. And I was into like Big L and all the, I don't know, like Mob Deep, and just I
Yeah.
liked those kind of eerie type beats. And when I started to like learn what production was, because I was always just like guitar player playing off my Line 6 Spider,
Oh
in
yeah.
the fucking
I
room.
think we're all there at one point. You
Exactly.
know?
And then when I learned what like, oh, these people are like on a computer, like making these fucking sounds, like, or a controller. Like once I learned what production was, I was just like, I really want to do that. So I started paying a lot more attention to beats. And there's a producer from Miami called Space Ghost Perp, and
Space Ghost Perp.
yeah, he like gave rise to essentially like everything we see today. But he kind of kicked off the SoundCloud movement early with the Raider Clan. Denzel Curry like came from Raider Clan. He's really big now. But like Young Simi and Bones, Xavier,
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
love Bones.
Xavier Wolf, Chris Travis, like they were all in a group called Raider Clan,
Hmm.
and they all kind of had similar beat style. And
Right.
Space Ghost Perp was kind of the, I guess, grand head of it all. And I was really into that production style. And I was still living in Columbus at the time, up in Ohio. And we moved down here to Tampa. And it was like really cool because I ran into one of my buddies, DJ Dabs, that I ended up having a really long musical partnership with, which was awesome. But we just ran into each other as friends. Like I was like back doing crimes and selling weed and shit as a jet, and we ran into each other through a friend, and then we synonymously found out that, because like he knew that I was making beats, I knew he was making beats, and it was really cool. But he like really popped off. He was like friends with X,
Yeah.
friends with Suicide Boys, friends with a lot of big names, and we reconnected a couple years later. He was running Fake Lean Busta on Twitter, where people would just send pictures of their like lean or like perks or Zans or whatever,
Yeah.
and be like, "What's the verdict?" And he'd be like, "Fake" or like "real." Like, dude, it was like,
Oh man, that's
dude,
fucking
it was like a
too
huge
real.
page, man. And So he was doing fake lean busta, and we just would make beats like back and forth and shit. And that's also like the homie, like on some personal shit. Like he was there for me through a lot of shit. So yeah, man, he's cool. So he sent my beats to a lot of big names like Suicide Boys, like I mentioned, and there's a group called Shed Theory of Joey as the head of it, and he plugged me in with them, and I sent them a bunch of beats and a lot of stuff. You know, it's just like unreleased and stuff that was just
Yeah.
like, which kind of like I like better
So
sometimes.
you felt like really into like the production game
Yeah,
and
production game.
producing and engineering music,
Yeah, production.
which is like, such a huge part. People don't realize how much of like really goes into that.
I started,
It's an art within itself.
dude. It's like a musical video game
Yeah.
within itself. It's because like I don't really game at all, and every time that I get into like making a beat, like in the mode, it's like I don't know when it's done. It's like the level's complete. You know, I don't know. It's like in every step within it. I don't know. It's like it feels like a musical video game.
Yeah, it is. It takes a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of repetition and going through and making sure everything sounds right, everything sounds perfect, and it's like you'll never get it as perfect as you want it to be. Like I feel like there's no end to it. You know what I mean?
For
Like you're always
sure.
gonna be tweaking
I have a
everything. You're always
rule
gonna be.
where if I've like not changed anything about something, or if I've changed something too much, like I give it like a 5 listen pass. Where if I've listened to it 5 times and there's nothing that I think needs change from it,
Mhm.
or I'll like keep something in a folder, not listen to it for a month, go back and listen to it, and if there's anything that I'll change about it, I'll change it right there. If there's anything I won't, then like I'll make the decision. But I kind of myself because in the beginning of making beats, I cracked FL Studio
Yeah.
and like everything else on the computer,
Yeah.
and went to Miami for Art Basel, and I came back up, and literally my entire computer was completely crashed. I
Oh,
lost, dude,
dude, that's like horror,
everything.
fucking horror
I lost
stories.
everything, all my first everything. So I like all, dude, like days worth of beats. It was insane. So I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. I purchased FL Studio from Image Line, and then so yeah, it's always been like kind of, I guess with me growing up playing guitar, there's always kind of been like I'll be really into playing guitar for a little bit. I'll be
Mhm.
really into production. I'm really into guitar, really into production. But over the last few years, those lines have kind of really blurred, especially with me playing bass now too. And a lot of the songs that I'm doing are all me on all instruments, and then I'll program the drums in. But I want to get an E kit soon and start doing like the drums with an E kit. But I do like
Yeah, drumming
programming
is like
them.
so. Drumming is like literally one of my favorite, and just playing percussion in general is
Dude,
one of
it's
my.
so cool. I underrated it so hard when I was growing up. My dad was fucking insanely sick. Like growing up, I was always just like, "Oh yeah, my dad plays drums." But now, like looking back on it, like and just especially with him not being here, dude, looking back on videos, he was cracked, dude. He was in fire. He
Yeah,
he was really good at playing drums, and like I don't know. I just kind of regret because I was so pissed off at him for the last couple months of him being here. He was always be like, Quit being a bitch and just come jam with me." And I'd be like, "Nah, man, fuck you," like da da da.
yeah.
And I never jammed with him. So sometimes when I'm programming beats, I don't know. I just kind of like
I feel the same way
feel
too,
like
man. My
putting
mom
it.
like when like and my mom passed. My mom passed too. Like
I'm
when I'm
sorry.
like in my early 20s, but like it was right around the time I started to get into music and into bands and like really getting out and playing live. And she never really got the opportunity to come see me play some of the crazy shows that I've played with. And she always thought it was silly. I was like a metal vocalist and screaming and doing all that kind of stuff. And like, it just, I always thought like, man, I really wish that she was able to see me like really do it for real. So I totally feel you on that one, man. Like, you know, it, so I like to think somewhere out there, they're happy
Oh,
for us,
for
that
sure,
these little
man.
pipe dreams we had, and started to really influence us and get us somewhere in
For
life.
sure, man. Most definitely.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, because we're gonna talk about gear, but I
Yeah.
know you're a big Roland guy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the hat you're wearing. So I want to
Yeah.
tell me about the hat because it's like the hat I always see you wear.
Yeah, man.
You've
It's
had it
like
since I've known
the
you,
iconic hat, man.
since I met you.
I really like my Roland Jazz Chorus amp for my guitar, the
Yeah.
JC40. It's like my favorite amp. I run it in stereo with a Vox AC10.
Hell yeah.
I want to get a Fender Deluxe Reverb and run it in stereo like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my ultimate, or like a Princeton. That would be my ultimate like dream rig, I guess. And get a JC120 instead
Yeah.
of a 40, and
Yeah.
then run those in stereo. Oh, that's like my, I guess, dream rig. But it's really cool. Roland did their thing with that amp. It's kind of like a shoegaze staple, I guess you could say. It handles pedals really well. A lot of people say it doesn't handle dirt very well, but it handles fuzz really good, and I think it handles dirt just fine. You can basically make it sound like whatever the fuck you want to. I have a
Yeah.
Walrus Audio ACS.
Walrus Audio makes
yeah.
shit.
Dude, it's really cool. It's an amp cab simulator. So I'll put it in the effects loop of the Roland, and they have a Deluxe Twin IR, a Marshall Bluesbreaker IR, and then an AC30 IR.
Oh, the Blues
And
Breaker is sick.
so yeah, it's really cool. I'll run it in the effects loop and essentially just turn the fucking amp into whatever I want, either a Deluxe, a Bluesbreaker, or a AC30, which is cool.
The
So
Vox amps are always really heavy too.
they are.
I don't think I've ever seen one that's like lightweight before.
Sometimes they sound thin though, I guess, which the Vox IR, the only thing I don't really like about it is sometimes they sound thin.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just had a guy come in the other day. He's like, I need a Vox, but I need it to be lightweight. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Good luck, buddy. The new Korg owned ones, I guess, are a little bit lighter, but
Yeah.
still heavy.
So I want to talk a little bit about working together at Sam Ash.
Yeah.
And obviously we're going to keep it PG, but so we worked together at Sam Ash. Colin was like pretty much the guy, like right when you walked in, he was like pretty much like the first person you saw. Like his station, like where he was like immediate. And I'll pull open a when I switch the camera over to Colin, I'll pull open a video of the Sam Ash that we worked at. It was an iconic location called the K-pop tree. And it looked like a Roman, like,
Colosseum.
Yeah.
It was like Greek, Roman, like statues and like.
Yeah, so like, explain this place.
It was, dude. So it was like the Scarface restaurant, with all the statues and all the stuff on it, essentially, converted into a music store. It was insane. Like there's a big pillar in the middle. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful building. And when they filed bankruptcy and we had to close it down, dude, we were finding like ancient relics in the back, dude. Like it was insane. We were finding all types of like old antique plates, and people would come in all the time and be like, "Oh, I had my wedding reception here," or da da da. Like I remember coming here.
Oh, check this out. This is a video, like, I think Danny Russo is in this video.
Oh, Russo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, that's the manager office right there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that store was so fucking fire, dude. Russo with his Kiss stuff.
Yeah, look at this shit. This is
in its heyday, man.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
Mike Ellis back there with the woodwind repair. Mike Ellis was so chill, man. He's a cool guy.
Yeah. I worked with him over at the Tampa Sam Ash too whenever I swapped over there for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But yeah, man, this was.
And then that would be my desk right here.
Yeah.
Where all the speakers and stuff is. Right back there. Not in the video, obviously, but yeah, that was my station. And just chill back there. Sells people some speakers. That KRK rug is actually in my house right now, which is pretty funny. The one that was on the ground.
This is cool. This is like a little virtual tour of Sam Ash. I'm surprised that this is even up online.
Yeah, me too, man. Cool. It's bringing back memories, dude. Damn.
I know, right?
That store was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll pan over and we'll see some of the like the cool architecture that we were talking about and stuff. But for now, like, yeah, this is like the kind of like the pro audio section.
Yeah, pro audio and keyboards were kind of one and the same. I ran keyboards as well. and then this area right here kind of bled into drums. So this was also my area,
Hmm.
but rock definitely helped out a lot.
Oh, Rockford. Shout out to
Yeah,
Rockford,
shout
man.
out Rockford, man. He
He's
was,
super fucking
yeah,
cool, bro. I wonder what he's up to nowadays.
same, man. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, this is running the store is pretty fucking crazy, to be honest with you, man.
It was, dude, and you can kind of see like the statues and stuff.
Oh shit.
Over the statue right there, like holding up the speaker stands. Um, all the architecture along like the pillars right there. Like yeah, I don't know. It was really cool. It's kind of like being inside the Coliseum.
All right, I'm just exiting out of
Not
this
you
real
good,
quick.
man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, there's a bunch of it. Like this, the reason why you can find this pretty much anywhere on YouTube is like the store was iconic. Like, so the K-pop tree was basically like this. The actual there's a tree out front, and I'm sure they'll show that in this video. But
Yeah,
the tree was just like you can see it right off of McMullen Booth. It's like one of the biggest, oldest trees out there in Clearwater.
it's like 1 in 3, I think, in the United States.
Yeah, and it always blooms these crazy pretty flowers out front. So like it's like you can't really miss this place. Um, but I mean, then just the building was so huge, like fucking.
Insanely massive, massive building. Like this is 3 minutes, and this isn't even like
Yeah, it's
even a
nowhere even
quarter
close.
of the store.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
The fountain in the middle, like it was a beautiful store. It had a lot of ambiance to it, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is dope. They swapped a lot of things around, like from like they're always moving stuff around. This is like at the point where like you can see a lot of the passive speak. Like they don't really carry everything's active now.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of
yeah,
passive shit
yeah.
nowadays. But like looking back and watching this now, it makes me like in some ways thankful for our store because we have. I don't know. How do you feel the inventory? Like, I feel like Guitar Center has just like a lot more stuff that's easier accessible, and like when you order something, it comes in a lot faster, and like
Yeah,
that part of things I really do appreciate. But at the same time, it makes it like a pain in the ass when you're dealing with volume like that, and you're constantly pushing like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
definitely agree. It's a double-edged sword, but I will agree with you that it is definitely better at GC and it's kind of more modern. That was kind of the first take that I got
right?
being at GC was that it was just a lot more modern.
Yeah. Ashes is more like the backdoor
Yeah, it
store,
was
but
kind of very like mystic and like ancient, and like especially with the store being like a like a Greek themed,
yeah, you can see you're starting to see
mystic
some of the
palace and
statues and the
stuff.
pillars and all this kind of stuff. Like look at the roof, man. Some of the ceilings and stuff had all these like super crazy like Italian like angelic
It was
paintings.
beautiful. There was a that castle door,
Oh yeah, the door
that
to the drum
and
room
yeah,
and
that
shit.
was crazy. It was like from some Scottish castle, from the 1300s or something.
And I
But
figured, and this is what I told Colin before we started doing this, is like, there's a lot of people out here who are like die-hard Sam Ash fans and just music store goers. So like, I'm sure they can appreciate like two guys who have actually worked there and
man, blood, sweat, and tears were
for
shed
real,
inside
bro.
those walls,
Because you
man.
were there to like the
Dude,
last
the
day
very
of
last
this
day,
place being open.
the
The
very last
I
day.
I got transferred to the Tampa location like as they were closing, and then like because they're like had me come over there because they said only a couple of stores are closing and so on and so forth, and that oh no just this many stores are closing, so we'll transfer you over to here. And then after Sam Ash and Clearwater closed down, then they closed the Tampa store down like a couple months after that, so
So
everywhere
yeah,
closed.
they hit the switcheroo. So Sam Ash originally thought that they could sell their locations with the most expensive rent because this building costed them a lot of money to rent.
Yeah.
So they thought that if they could sell all their locations that costed them the most on rent, like the New York City locations, the Clearwater location,
Mm-hmm.
LA, like all the big ones, that they could funnel that money into the other locations, like the Tampa location,
Yeah.
and keep them afloat. It was like 2 or 3 weeks later they announced
I
the
do. I
full
like the
closure
see.
of everything.
I loved this guitar wall
I was
because
gonna say the
everything
wall
was
looks
front
sick.
facing instead of like at an angle. Like all of our guitars are at Guitar Center. They're all
Yeah,
on angles. Like the guitar wall here was awesome because it was behind the fucking counter. That way people had to ask to pick up guitars. I mean, you always had those bags that would go around the counter and just they think they own the place because of whatever reason and just grab whatever the hell they wanted. But like I and they did have guitars on the floor for people to pick up, but all the high end guitars were behind the fucking counter. So you had to pick it up, hand it to someone, and I felt like that gave it more of a sense of like, okay, I'm working with you. Like you can't just grab whatever guitar you want. Like there are some, but most of the ones that they could grab were like Squires and Michael Kelly's and some of the some of the lower end
yeah.
and some of like the Sam Ash brand guitars. But if they wanted to play like that nice Jazz Master, or that really nice Gibson Les Paul or any like higher end Ibanez or anything like that, the Jacksons and all like anything that was like let's say like U.S. made, or anything that was really really good in value or really high up there in price, you'd have to ask someone for it.
Yeah, I totally agree to that. I guess they at GC some stuff is locked up and we
Yeah,
have to go and get it down, but at the same time, it doesn't
that's such a pain.
yeah, I know. And here, I don't know, we were just way more the expert. Like
Yes.
when you came to ask us for our opinion, we were gonna get you that guitar from behind the shelf, and then we were gonna sit you down, make sure it was tuned up, make sure you had a cable that was fit, make sure that you were plugged into the amp that you wanted to hear it
Right.
through, make sure that you knew what the payment plans were for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you were
Like,
working with someone
yeah, you were
exclusively.
working with someone exclusively, and I
Yeah.
feel like with just the volume that we get at
We can't. It's
GC,
yeah.
we have to do so many things at once that I don't know, it just doesn't let me personally be able to get as
Yeah.
in depth with
It's hard to.
some
Yeah.
customers as I'd like.
Yeah, we do get we get the opportunity to do it with some people, but when it's like super high volume days, there's just no way to do it. Yeah, like these guitars were locked up and everything in the glass cases, like the U.S. made Paul Reed Smiths and the
Anything
yeah
autographed.
yeah they had the
Damn.
acoustic room too and everything. I loved the acoustic
Me
room here,
too,
man. It was
dude.
so
I
awesome.
loved
Like
it.
that's where I always wanted to work. Was I was like, man, if you ever put me on the sales floor, put me in the acoustic room. No, I feel like not very many people really worked exclusively in the acoustic room.
So when towards the end, especially, because I was audio, but when especially like towards the end, we'd be so short in guitars that I kind of like went over to guitars and spent a good majority of my time over in guitars. And I will say, acoustic room was like my favorite place to be.
It smelled so good in there.
It smelled so good in there, man, and I would just sit
Always
there
properly
and
humidified. And
exactly, I would tune a guitar to an open tuning and just sit around there and Midwest emo it up, and
yeah.
it was always a lot of fun.
Oh man,
But
I bet they made the they
that's
cleaned the
Dave. I think that was Dave.
yeah.
Man, shout out Dave, dude.
Yeah. Some of these guys I don't recognize. This video is from 5 years ago. So a couple guys I recognize, but a couple of them I don't. I see some of these guys coming in Guitar Center and stuff quite a lot.
Yeah,
We all kind of know each other like through another person here. It's kind of hard not to know. Like if someone comes in Guitar Center or comes into any music store, usually they make it pretty well known. Like, hey, I used to work here. It's like,
for sure.
I got you,
For
man.
sure, for sure.
Totally get it. Yeah, this is badass, dude. Like, I wonder who got this video. This is let's see whose channel this is on, so you can give him a shout out. It's Danny Russo.
It's Russo.
Subscribe to his
Nice,
channel.
man.
Shout out Danny.
Hell yeah, dude. Shout out Danny Russo,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's from 5 years ago. He was the man. He was the manager at the Clearwater store for a very, very, very long time. Um, a really cool dude. Really cool dude, man. He's an awesome dude.
All the management really, like, at the end of the day, were cool people. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone.
It's a hard job to have.
Yeah,
It is a really hard
definitely.
job to have being management there. It's fucking rough. At any of these stores, it is a really extremely difficult job to have as like a GM.
I
Like,
definitely agree because you know you love music and you know that like it's supposed to be a music store, but
the
at the end of the
banjos.
day, corporations are going to be corporations, and they need numbers, so it kind of puts management in a tough position. So
Yeah.
I can see.
We had a lot of banjos.
We
We had a lot of banjos, and I love that, and a lot of dobros, and a lot of like any kind of mountain instruments
Dulcimers,
like
yeah.
dulcimers and shit. We don't have. I mean, we have all that stuff at Guitar Center, but like, not as much on hand. Like, as we a lot of mandolins, a lot of dulcimers, a lot of that kind of
I could
stuff.
totally attest to that. We
Yeah.
got a lot of bluegrass musicians that would come in and get violins and fiddles and
Is that still
stuff.
who's that? Oh,
No, that's not
oh,
some
that's that
guy.
one girl. I remember her. She would come in every once in a while when we were there. And then we still had brass instruments. That's another
Yeah,
thing I love
that
a
was
love
really
hate
cool.
relationship with, like, that we don't have it at Guitar Center because they have
It
like a
is love
sister
hate.
corporation now. There's Sean Murphy. Um, but yeah, like carrying reeds and mouthpieces, lyres and ligatures and all that kind of stuff with the brass and the woodwind section. We don't have that at Guitar Center anymore. They used to, but not anymore. Now they have Music and Arts, which is like their sister corporation. But when people come in and ask for reeds and stuff and mouthpieces, that we don't carry that here at Guitar Center. But at Ash, we had literally everything.
It
We could
was
do it
really
all.
cool. I feel like Ash was I don't know, man. They really
All the violins. We don't carry
and
violins either. Like,
yeah, I
I'm
don't
seeing them. Like, just seeing this now, I'm like, damn, man, we don't carry any of
the
that stuff anymore.
artwork is what's catching my eye, man. Like look at those walls, dude. Like
Yeah,
it was
dude.
such a
All
beautiful
the lattice,
building.
the painted lattice and everything in the background, dude. Oh,
The owner, I don't want to say her name on camera, but I got her phone number when we were closing because I want to shoot a video in there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really want to shoot a
I'm
video
sure
in
they would
there.
let us. I hate myself that we didn't
I
like that
know.
we like.
I
I've
know,
always
man.
like in the drum room or
I
or in the
know, man.
warehouse.
I
The
know.
warehouse always looked so cool with all, dude. Yeah,
And even with it being in like industrial and like beat down, like I was thinking like with it and like especially when we closed it because we had to take everything in this place, like literally everything, and line it up in lines because it had to be they filed chapter 11, so you had to leave everything a certain way for the bank, I guess.
yeah.
And dude, we like literally
They,
gutted this place completely gutted it. um
all the artwork, and do you
oh,
want to
all
do
the
music video
artwork,
in here?
yeah, dude,
Yeah,
you want to do video. But we gutted it, man. It just looked like apocalypse. Like it
yeah.
looked so cool. It looked so cool, man.
I'm sure if we go there, we
There's
can
those
pull some
castle
videos of it.
doors
Yeah, yeah.
to the drum
I'm
room.
sure he'll pan over to that and shit. Um, fucking man, yeah, dude. I really. I mean, it sucks. Then I never take it for granted that we got to work here for the opportunity. The time that we did. Man, that's cool. Like over in the drum room, that's where all the sticks and stuff. That they should have kept it because they got rid of this section,
Yeah,
and
they
then
did towards the end.
that. So right here is what we've been talking about. Like when he goes into the drum room, you're gonna see these big wooden doors. Basically, from what I remember, they were shipped and imported from a castle from Scotland or Ireland or
Yeah, I think it
something.
was Scotland, dude, because I've always
And
been told I was Scottish, so
this
I
was
was
the repair
excited. Yeah,
room.
there's your room,
That's
bro.
where I was. This is like where my shop was. And there's been a lot of different guitar techs in and out of this place, so I'm sure there'll be some of them that I'll watch and maybe comment. If you worked at this location, make sure you leave a comment below in the comments and let us
Yeah, man.
know.
Shout out to Sam Ash family, dude.
Yeah,
It was a really cool experience, and I'm really
yeah,
grateful for it.
yeah. Man, the drums look so much cooler when it's like that.
It did. It
And
looks
then
beautiful in that store.
yeah,
The store looks great.
yeah. And again, I'm sure they spruced it up for this video and everything
Yeah, I
like
would
that. But
imagine.
those are the doors right there we're talking about.
It's
Those
so
big
cool.
open doors, like they're huge and so beautiful. I took so many photos. Look at those doors. That's just, yeah. I knew he was gonna do it. Look at that shit,
That's
dude.
so cool, man.
Yeah,
Nothing says I hate you like giving a child a drum set.
all the chimes and stuff. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, they had all the drum stuff out there, and then this whole entire room was just all percussions, cajones, cymbals. There's drum sets set up. When I was younger, I used to go into this room and like they had kits set up where you could just sit there and play. I was one of those guys that would get on the drum set and play and stuff. And now working at music stores, it's like
It's
can you?
so funny. I was the exact same guy that I would have fucking
Yeah,
hated.
man.
I would have hated myself.
I know, and that's why I try not to get too.
Me too.
If I'm like on the phone and stuff and dealing with seven things and I'm super overstimulated, then I have to go in and be like, "Yo, guys, you need to chill out on these drums."
I
Like,
never like am mean to anybody at
yeah, try
work
not to
or
be. Yeah,
unless like someone like I don't know tells me to kill myself like that one day. That was crazy. And even then I wasn't mean to the guy. But
yeah. No, I'm definitely 100%.
damn, there was that beautiful kit that guy made. Remember I forget his name. He used to do the metalworking.
Yeah, Lowry's his last name. He does he does all these different custom kits and everything like that. I'm pretty sure his name's Sean Lowry, if
I
I'm not
think it is Sean
mistaken.
Lowry.
But he does uh the custom drum sets and stuff like that, where basically he will make all those different hardware, make them look like trees. There's iconic drum set that was always in the middle. Um, Pretty sure that's his name. I could be wrong though. He still comes in and I deal with him all the time. He's a cool dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, brings back memories seeing this place, man.
Yeah,
I guess it's just like COVID was the first, I guess, nail in the coffin for the, I guess, music store culture, I guess, in a way. Just because nobody, like, before it was, you would only get your gear at a shop. But during
yeah. It is
COVID,
Sean Lowry. Sean Lowry's his name.
nice.
It's Sawblade Head is his drum company, and yeah, cool.
Shout
Sweat.
him
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Shout out Sean Lowry if you ever need any cool drummer, cool arts and craft. Like he literally takes the hardware and just makes it look super freaking cool with
Like
all
those
these different
tree
saw blades. Yeah,
roots
you
and
can see it in the
stuff.
background over there. I'm sure though, he'll get up close to it and you'll see it. But sorry, what were we saying?
No, you could, man. I was just saying how COVID was kind of the first nail in the coffin of the music store wave, just because before that, a lot of people were skeptical towards buying online.
Yeah,
Like, you would not buy a piece of gear online. Like, it
yeah,
was like you wanted to go in, talk to someone who's tried it, try it yourself, and make sure you were getting like what
yeah.
gear you wanted. But during
Mhm.
COVID, a lot of people were forced to shop online because nothing was open. So when it opened back up, it was still cool and all, but like a lot of the clinics and stuff were kind of put on pause. Like I remember seeing a bunch of really cool clinics there, man. Like a bass clinic. What was that guy's name, man? He's like, he's such a cool bassist. He's like, man, I'm gonna find his name.
No, you're good. Was he a customer that we dealt with, or?
Nah, he's a bass player. He's like a one of the best bass players of 2000, like of the last 10 years. What's his name,
Victor
man?
or
Victor
Victor
Wooten. Victor
Wooten?
Wooten, man. I saw Victor Wooten there. He did a clinic. It was really cool.
Oh yeah, it's at Sam Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to hold like the drum clinics and stuff like that there. They used to all kind dude, they used to do that like all the time, bro. They would like hold where you could come and I mean like Tosin Abasi's done and who else yeah, like dude from Dream Theater. And why the fuck am I drawing a blank? I'm gonna get shot for that.
The Dream Theater guy came.
Dream Theater guy, John
Uh,
Pertucci is I don't know why
oh, John
I blanked on it for
Petrucci
a
was
second.
in Dream Theater.
Yeah, he's like one of the main guitarists there.
Oh,
You know.
okay, that makes sense. I never really got like too big into the whole like arena rock, I guess. Dream
Yeah,
Theater, like, yeah.
arena. Yeah, it's I'm right there with you, bro. Mike Arajama brought me to a Dream Theater show.
He had good taste. He has good taste in arena rock. I'll give
Yeah,
him that.
yeah.
His
It's
80s,
definitely an acquired taste, that's for sure. I wanted to see a video of like the outside of of the store and then we'll move on from there. But I really wanted to look at those old ass DJ. That's the drum set that I was talking about. The cool ass drum set.
yeah.
I want to see the outside. Let's see if he'll show. There we go. So there's like the Roman, like you could the whole entire place
Yeah,
looked
it
like a
was
Roman
crazy. It's like
palace.
the White House, like almost
Yeah,
looking like it was really cool.
and that's so cool.
Yeah, I was literally, man,
Good
I
memories.
remember locking the doors and being the last ones. It was me, There's Ian. It was me, Ian.
Yeah, this video was from 2 years ago,
Yeah,
so
this one's pretty recent.
that's the drum set that Mike Lauer that my them those so cool.
The KRK sign in front of recording I have in my house right now. That KRK sign right there.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, this is way more recent.
Yeah, you can tell just by like the layout of the store itself and everything. This is cool, man. I wish people still did this. I wonder, I wish people. I've seen a couple. Seeing these the flex with like the DJ controllers too is really funny. Seeing
Yeah,
these
the
like
older ones.
yeah, like
Yeah.
and they just came out and or well they when they were just starting to upgrade and everything like that. I never really noticed them when I worked at Sam Ash, but when working at Guitar Center now, this is one of the main things that I deal with
Oh yeah,
every day is controllers
yeah,
and
dude.
like to the point where right in front of us, like, I have one now just because, like, I just was like, man, I really need to get into the DJing stuff and I really need to start doing this. And man, they are fun. They're super, super fun.
It's really cool. I like thinking about it like two iPods with a soundboard at the bottom that you can
Hmm.
can like do whatever you want.
This mixer, I have
I
nightmares.
want one so bad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we had a guy that came in and he sold it to a guy at GC, and he like came back and returned it like 3 times just because like he
Oh, I
couldn't get it
remember
to
you telling
figure
me
it
about
out. But
that.
like, that's such a fucking awesome mixer, dude. I want those. I want it so bad. But yeah, no, this was basically, just wanted to kind of give you guys the rundown of, it's pretty cool that we were able to
Yeah, no, that
pull up
was
and
really
people
cool.
actually had videos
Yeah.
of showing the whole store off and everything like that. It really was an iconic building that everyone just going there, and I wonder what they're gonna do with it,
Man, I
like now,
I heard that they were gonna tear it down. I haven't drove past it in a long
it's a
time.
historic building. I don't think they're allowed to
I
tear it
know,
down.
dude. And there's the historic tree and all that. So I don't know. I'm gonna message the owner next week because I do want to try to get something
K-pop
together
tree.
and do some type of video there.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can see a picture of the K-pop tree, because that's like they're yeah they're huge.
Yeah,
They're
it was
giant.
insane. It was like ginormous.
Yeah, like, did you ever get a chance to like climb it or anything?
No, I remember I had to go out there and hang up signs when we were liquidating. Um,
Hmm.
but I wasn't able to do much with the tree at all. There's the store right there.
Yeah, right there. Let's check that out. Let's see it real quick. Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to see like a video from out front so you could actually see this tree, because like we were talking about, it would bloom and like all these flowers would be everywhere. So like you can see the tree. It's super huge. It's
Yeah,
giant.
it was it. That place just had so much radiance and aura to it. It's a shame,
Yeah, that's cool. I wanted to definitely. Yeah, you see all the pillars out front and everything like that. You can
dude.
see
It's so
all the cool
fucking dope.
statues and like I've climbed that tree a couple times too. The place was falling apart though. I can only imagine how
Yeah, I
much
know.
overhead went into maintaining this big
Yeah,
ass building.
I know.
I think that was one of the reasons why they ended up like closing this location down, one of the first ones.
Yep.
There was
I'm
always cops hanging out in this parking lot too, constantly, because
always,
there was just like right over there in the corner where he's standing, there'd be tons and tons. Look at how big the parking lot is.
dude.
That's what it looked like when it was empty.
It was a great shop. I'll give it that.
Man, this guy's really getting into the parking lot,
Yeah,
huh?
I know, right?
Like,
It's
check out
like,
this park. I'm
dude,
gonna get
man,
every
there's parking
square.
space.
I don't
Can you
know the
imagine how
history.
clean the lines they did?
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's just,
Well, look, even I guess it's
yeah,
even the
back,
walls around.
yeah, has
This would have been a good zombie
architecture.
apocalypse
Oh
area
yeah,
to
that would
go.
be sick. That would be a sick WW3 map.
Oh yeah, yeah. Modern Warfare.
No, no, like real life World War
Uh,
Three. Like if shit hits the fan, like
yeah.
let's hit the fucking K-pop tree and just set up camp, dude.
Yeah, because the basically the K-pop tree was, before it was Sam Ash, it was basically like a big dance hall kind of thing where like people
Yeah,
would go and dance and like, yeah, like look at that. Yeah, I love the floor. I know you're a big floral guy like me.
yeah,
Like that's something we both
yeah. I
like,
like
aesthetic.
flowers a lot.
We're big into flowers and like, yeah, like this kind of vibe is definitely awesome, man. Yeah, like I'm sure other people have done music videos here before. I'm sure if we search
I've was in there before with my one of my old music acquaintance buddies,
Yeah.
and we.
I don't know. I wouldn't call
some-
it and more like, I think everybody has.
I think
Everybody's walked up in there and
exactly.
checked it out,
Yeah,
man. It's kind of hard
exactly.
not to when you
Yeah,
see
for
all this
sure.
stuff. It's like like they would keep the building open over there, so when working there, we could just go over there all the time.
Yeah.
Like nobody ever really said anything to me about it.
Someone actually robbed us that way.
Oh, like
or
going through the side
attempted
doors
to.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I noticed that too. Like one day I was in the warehouse and then I went through the open doors out back, and they just had the doors wide open the side where you could just walk up right into the warehouse. I'm like, what even, dude? Like that's something that Colin and I talk about sometimes and we'll get into like our, our sobriety and everything like that, because we both come from a background where we've come a long way, and we're sober now, so like we don't really mess around with any kind of hard drugs or anything of that nature. But back in the day, like we do know people from that scene and from that from that lifestyle,
That
and
would have
so
turned that place into a mother lick.
yeah,
dude.
man. We sometimes him and I just look at each other at work and we're like, man, like if we were pieces of shit, which we're not, like, dude, like it's good to have that mentality, in my opinion, just
It
to
is.
know, because we know what to look out for.
Definitely.
If we see someone shiesty at work, we know we can just give each other that look.
Literally, we just look at
all
each
the
other
time,
like,
man. All the time, we just look at each other like, okay, I know, this guy's up to some shiesty ass shit.
It
dude,
was
you
like
know?
your first week. I remember this guy came in he wanted to sell us a X32 Behringer
board.
Yeah, it was like a live mixer, and he had no idea what it was. And it was like him and 5 friends, and they were on the phone calling a bunch of times, like, yeah, we're getting 554. We're getting 554.
Right.
Like conversation back and forth. And I literally told them, I said, I don't think we should buy it in. I don't want to be mean, but I think it's stolen. They're like, no, you're being judgmental. Da, 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 da. Literally 2 days later, it was stolen.
Sure
and
enough.
we had to return it.
Someone, I probably can't say that. I gotta be real broad about this on camera and on video, but we did just recover a stolen Gibson. And again, I'm gonna be very vague about this, but like someone called us the other day and they were like, hey man, like my dad gave me this gift and I know he can't afford this, and I know that there's no way he came up with this. It's a brand new Gibson, $2,000 price tag marked. And the kid was just, he felt so bad. He's like, man, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this, am I? Like, I want it and I love it, but I can't go out and play this anywhere. I know that my father couldn't afford this because he just got locked up or something for some crazy shit. And he brought the guitar in. He was just like, I just want this to come back. Well, you can look on the cameras. This is the day he came in. This is the day he brought it home. And yeah, sure, we had to call the cops. They came in. It was a whole thing. I had to write a fucking police statement and everything. This is the second time I've had to do it in the 6 months that I've been working there so
Nothing
far.
surprises me anymore there, man. We probably shouldn't talk too much about the last thing that happened.
Just be vague.
They
Just be vague.
fried our asses for it.
Well, they just be vague. Just be
schizophrenic man comes in, he's having a schizophrenic episode, and basically scares the shit out of everybody, and then walks out the door.
Yeah. This guy came in when him and I were working, and we were holding the floor down, and he had a little bit of an episode. He pulled out a big old bag of alfalfa and threw it on the counter and stuff, and like we had to call the police. They had to come, and the guy walked out with a bunch of gear, and there's just so much in the shopping center that we work at. There's just a lot of shiesty, crazy shit that happens. So we have to be.
Nothing surprises me at that store, man.
Yeah, you have to be super. You have to keep your eyes open and like just.
I guess watching those Sam Ash videos just kind of put back into perspective, like, I don't know, the difference of the two. Like, dude, like, coming to Sam Ash, you were like coming to like our palace, you know? And like Guitar Center's just like ducked off in this lot with like.
It's like that meme with where it's Lion King and they're and he's like looking into the Badlands and he's like, you see over the hill, Simba, we don't go over there.
Dude, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like Silent Hill.
Yeah. So yeah, that was what working at Sam Ash was like. Sam Ash was awesome, and we still have a good time at Guitar Center.
Not saying anything negative towards Guitar Center.
It's just more of a high volume high volume store. So, but anyway, yeah, man. So you've recently become a father.
Yeah, man. I got my little 6-month-old at home, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I love him more than anything. His name is
Cash, right?
Cash with a K.
That's Cash is his full name.
It's Cash, yeah. First name Cash, middle name Lee, which is my middle name,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Nice, awesome,
my
man.
little dude.
Yeah, man. I just it's amazing to see like your transition into parenthood.
Thank you,
And yeah,
man.
you've like I love seeing every time you talk about him, your face lights up. You get so into it, and like you're a really good dad,
I
man. You are an
appreciate that,
amazing
man.
father,
I
bro.
genuinely
Yeah,
appreciate
bro.
that, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's the apple to my eye, man. Especially like I don't know, I'm very blessed to be able to experience fatherhood sober. If I like would have had gone through this while I was still in active use,
Mhm.
it totally would just be something completely different. So I'm really happy that I was able to
Yeah,
straighten my life up for a good year and a half before,
yeah, yeah. Colin and
and
I sobered up right about the same time.
yeah,
Right about the same time that we met each other. We were both, pretty early into recovery. And I'm just gonna speak for myself, not anybody else. But when I say sober, I mean like no hard drugs. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like
Sober from my drug of choice, which was opiates.
same here. So basically, like, I still, have some beers here and there.
Yeah,
I
me
still,
too.
I still partake in, recreational, and anything that's legal. I don't mess with anything at all that's, super judgment impaired. I'll have kava and kratom and stuff like that here and there, and, very responsibly, but, basically no hard chemicals or no hard drugs or no illegal use of any kind of drugs or anything like that. So
Yeah, exactly.
we grew up right about the same time, and got out of it right about the same time. So we've kind of been able to like watch each other's progress into sobriety and everything.
It's been
And
great, man. It's been awesome when some days you're just like feeling like, damn, man, probably no one knows what the fuck I'm feeling like, and then you
yeah,
like get to work and like you were just
yeah,
on like it's
yeah.
a very similar
It helps
vibe.
having someone, because we can talk to each other about stuff and be real and not have to like sugarcoat it at all
For
whatsoever.
sure.
And we understand where we're coming from on both sides of the fence. And it's like I've had quite a few times where I've almost had some really serious slip ups, and you've been there to be like, yo, dude, like, no, don't do it. Like, I can't have you doing this, and I won't be a part of it, bro. And we've done a lot to encourage each other, and in a lot of those instances, if I didn't have you do that, I probably would have slipped up. And
Man,
so
that's what friends are
it's
for,
good. It's
bro.
good to have
Literally,
each other's back and
you
keep
know,
each other on that straight path.
God or the higher power or whatever, I feel like speaks through all of us in different ways
True.
and puts us where we need to be
I
at
agree with
certain
that.
times,
I agree with that.
So
I was never a religious person. I was never
me
really
either.
big into anything like that. I've always been like the, hail Satan and this and fuck organized religion and everything. And still to this day, I won't get too far into my thoughts on organized religion,
No, get
but
into it, man.
I definitely have had a how do you say, like a come to Jesus moment,
Dude,
and so where I don't necessarily, I'm not going to say like I'm Christian or I'm Catholic or, anything of that nature. I definitely don't have a label of religion, but I do pray.
I'm gonna
Like I pray, I don't know who it is to, I don't know what it's to, but I pray. And I know that
I
there's someone, whether it be the sun, whether it be the universe, or whether it be whatever, I pray to a higher power, and I don't know who it is or what it is, but there's gotta be, and that's something we've talked about a few
yeah,
times. It
I
just doesn't make sense. There's gotta be something that
out
looked out for
there.
us out there, man. Something.
And I completely agree. I was always like denounced religion, and I was like super heavy into the esoteric and the occult. And
Right.
I guess I still kind of am in a way, but just from a different lens. Because in being in the esoteric and the occult, like I've seen it like do,
Some wild.
yeah, like with my own eyes to the point where it's like I wouldn't be able to say it was fake,
Right.
like there's no way that I could, like I've seen it with my own eyes. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's just been experiences and stuff like that you
For
know.
sure. But the name, it's crazy. But the name Jesus just like has a lot of power within itself. Even in the esoteric, in the occult, like it's known that like uh if you, I guess,
Yeah,
summon an energy that you don't necessarily want, like one of the only things that can get rid of that is the name Jesus Christ. Or people that have sleep paralysis, one of the things they say is that like the only way that you can get out of sleep paralysis is if you say the name Jesus Christ. And I had never, like, I get into sleep paralysis a lot. When I was using, I used to get into sleep paralysis like almost
yeah.
every
Oh,
night.
fucking tell me about it, dude.
And I remember it was like when I was starting to get clean, and I would like, it was just, I don't know, it was because I died. It was like the last time I died and was resuscitated. I was dead for 13 minutes, so that time was like the biggest, like, oh shit. And I feel like, I don't know, it just kind of like awakened an energy. I don't know if it's Jesus, I don't know if it's God, I don't know what it is. I definitely know it's not a Jesus that would hate another individual, so I don't think it's anything that these like modern day Christians would identify with whatsoever. You know, like I think all lifestyles are acceptable. I don't believe in hatred at
I agree
all.
too, 100%. I don't think that, like, if you shit on someone because of their religion, like, you're a bad person. Like, if you're not hurting anybody, you know what I mean?
Or even religious people shitting on like non-religious people,
Yeah,
like
man.
gay people and like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's
Like
ridiculous.
the Christian, I don't know. That's the only thing I can't really jive
No,
with
no.
Christianity, because like I do like I like
And
the
not all Christians are like that, but
for
there are the
sure.
hardcore ones that are like that, and that's the stuff I don't tolerate, bro.
Yeah,
That's not,
same. It's not cool in
no.
any form, and like whether it be racism or homophobia or transphobia or anything. If it gets to the point where you're like tormenting another person,
Yeah.
like that's like number one, why the fuck you care so much about what they're doing? Like, you know, like if especially if you're like a homophobe, you're secretly gay. Like it's
Right.
just known, you know,
Courtney, we've talked about that a few times.
like
Like,
if
people,
you're
like, if you're a homophobe, you're basically secretly gay. Like, we've talked about that a couple
because like
times.
if thinking about two dudes kissing gets you that riled up, like dude, like just like accept it, bro. Like get riled up in a healthy way.
Yeah,
Like I don't
and
know,
and
man.
I don't put it out there like too much because I really don't like to be like, oh, I'm this and I'm that and blah 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 blah. I feel like a lot of people who are like bisexual and things like that, they put it out there like way too much, and they're just like, yeah, well, I'm bisexual, so I'm this and that. And it's like, dude, when people do that, it kind of aggravates me. But like a couple years ago, I came out as pansexual, and so pansexual is basically you just don't have a preference,
Yeah,
male, female, transgender, doesn't gay,
it's
straight.
just the
I just
connection.
don't have a preference. I mean, you know what I mean. I've always dated women throughout my entire life, but like I just don't like. I think everybody's beautiful. I have many trans friends. I have many gay friends. Many people who don't identify as anything,
Yeah,
and
same.
so like I kind of just look at everybody as equal to the best of my ability. So I'm not afraid to tell my homie he looks sexy. I'm not afraid to tell, you know what I mean. I'm very close with all my gay friends and stuff, and like, it's really weird. I'm drawn to gay people. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I get along with them better. I just like, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm not like trying to ride that train or anything either.
No,
It's
I
just like,
completely get you,
it's
dude.
I'd rather hang out with my group of my gay friends than with like a group of fucking, kickers who are just like sitting there gay bashing the whole entire time,
Trust
bro.
me,
It fucking
man.
aggravates the shit out of me,
I
dude.
completely
It's
get
too
you.
much testosterone, too much, like, it's like, bro, why do you fucking care so much?
My best
It's,
friend growing up as a kid, Camry Day, man, God love her soul. She's married to my mom's best friend from high school's daughter, and
mhm.
they've been like together since like they were 13.
Yeah,
And Camry was like my best friend all out growing up. So I've always had like a cool ass lesbian best friend
hell yeah,
growing up.
yeah.
And I've always been heterosexual male, like,
Hmm.
but I like have
Yeah, and
had
there's
it's never been no bad vibes or
no,
nothing like that.
it's like, in the saying that go for anyone who is fucking straight heterosexual, like, same thing. There's absolute, I see a lot of that lately too, where people, it's like, it's almost like people are like you feel like straight white men are like the fucking number one like hated thing in the universe right now, and it's like there's
just
nothing
cool.
wrong with
It's
any
just
of it.
cool to hate. It's like for women, it became like a cool thing on TikTok for women to be like, "We hate men," and then like
Yeah.
it just became like cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like it became like cool for everybody to hate on Russ the rapper, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
who else was cool to hate on, like Macklemore or whatever that guy's
Yeah, I
name was.
remember all that beef. Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah, we won't tread that water too much, just because
That's
no matter
hilarious.
what we say, someone's gonna pick it apart and find.
Oh
an
yeah,
issue
we're
with
always
it,
just
so-
cracking jokes
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
man.
But yeah, man. So number one dad, like you are like seriously, and I'm not saying that dick right or nothing, bro. I just like I know a lot of people are saying you're the best. You really are a good
I
father,
really
bro.
appreciate
like,
that, bro.
Like I never have a single time where we have a conversation where you're not talking about cash, you're not showing. Just when you pulled up, you showed me a baby book, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, that you just had made, your mom had made for you and everything, and like he's gonna be a fucking lady killer. He's gonna be a fucking rock star. He's got the genes. You know what I mean? That where music's gonna run through his blood. You're gonna get him into music lessons and stuff like that. I'm sure.
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna teach
I'm sure
him.
you're gonna. Yeah, because you're already. I already see you having him jam along to different stuff with you and listening
Dude,
to music.
he was sitting in his little chair and I was playing crowbar riffs for him and he was literally just staring at me like, oh, okay. And I was literally just fucking pinch
He's so
harmonic,
fucking
like,
cute. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I think babies are ugly, and I'm fucking
I've
weird.
always
And
thought
I'm
that
like,
too,
I know every time I've
man.
seen your kid, I'm like, man, that is a fucking cute kid.
Dude, I have always, and I know I'm biased, but I've always been like puppies over babies any day. Like puppies are or kittens are so much cuter than babies. But I don't know, man.
Right,
Every
yeah.
time I see that little guy, I'm just like, damn, dude. Like everything makes sense at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, you're a fucking
some
great
way.
father, dude. You're a great dad.
I appreciate it, man.
So tell me about some of your. Okay, first of all, I want to pull up this track that you did.
Yeah, this is one of the latest songs that I guess dropped. I recorded it in June of 2024 with this artist Young Dread.
Mm-hmm.
He records with us at Avaz in Tampa. He works a lot with my boss there, Anonymous. It's the first one, yeah.
Okay.
And this was the one time that it was a one-on-one session, just him and I, and it's cool that he ended up using it to do On the Radar with and stuff.
And you tell me what you did for this track. Like,
So
what exactly did you do?
Recorded the whole thing, mixed it, mastered it, engineered it. Basically got the beat, loaded it as a 2-track, and then everything, like, processed his whole vocals. So he recorded the whole thing from start to finish. We punched it all in.
And this is On the Radar
Yes, sir,
shot.
baby. On the
Yeah,
radar,
so
radio
he took the
freestyles.
song
Yo,
and
Young Dread in
then
the building.
performed
I'm
it
step out,
on
he
the
gonna step
radar.
in.
We
Aight,
did it in the
let's go.
studio back in June.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did all the mixing, mastering, engineering, and recording,
Hell yeah, bro.
tracking, all that.
And I know you got the receipts for this stuff too.
Yeah,
And not
man.
that we need to show it to anybody or whatever, but I just, I've seen people come in where they've been playing this song before, and you're like, yo, like, and I, and
Yeah,
it just-
dude, literally, it's I try to, I don't know, like, people like to flex a lot of their accomplishments a lot of the time, and I feel like I just kind of let mine speak for
dude.
themselves,
Sweet.
type deal. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was a definitely a cool recording experience. We recorded the whole song in like maybe an hour and a half, and then I mixed it down for like 30 minutes. I did a few different mixes. I did one with like a beat drop at the end. I did one with the 808 more prevalent, one with the vocal more prevalent, and he ended up choosing the one that he liked, and
Yeah.
then
and it was yours.
yeah, went with it. Well, I did like 4 different ones. I did one with like bass boosted, I did one with like vocal boosted, I did a beat drop version, and then this is the version he chose.
Hell yeah.
But he's cool. He's from Tampa.
Yeah. This is dope. The studio set up. I like the way this looks here. The lights and everything. This is
Yeah,
cool.
that place is awesome. That is in New York.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, he performed this the On the Radar radio thing. It's a radio station in New York. So he debuted this song on here, but we recorded it back in June at the studio.
Oh man, that's fucking dope, dude. It's cool to be able to go back and look at the stuff that you've done. You know what I mean? Like, this is awesome. How many views is this? It's probably On the Radar is pretty.
I think it was at like 110 last time I saw 110K.
110K, bro. Yeah.
What's it at right now?
Looks like 110K. Yeah, something like that. That's a lot. That's a fucking lot, bro. Like, I'm sure it's all over the place, not just on YouTube. Also, like, you know, so that's just like YouTube stats. But none of that matters. But,
yeah, nothing today. None of that really matters.
But I know there's other songs that have been featured and stuff before. I pretty much anytime anybody comes into the shop and it's that genre of music, like, they gravitate towards you because you know your shit. And, like, you know, and it's funny, like, I don't want to say it like this, but I never hold my tongue when it comes to this stuff. But, like, it's always like people are surprised to see, like, the alternative white boy that looks
funny.
like that does that kind of music. And it's like, no, bro, I'm like, Colin knows his fucking shit.
It's funny. Some people, like, you'll send them my way and they'll be like, I was told to
ask for Colin?
to ask, and I'm just like, yeah, and then boom, and then they're like, "Oh, dude, I'm so glad, like, we're talking to the right guy."
Yeah,
but yeah, it's funny. I guess it kind of gives me an edge in a way where people,
it does a good
like,
icebreaker.
Yeah, people like either overestimate me or underestimate me.
Yeah.
So,
man, I had a guy like. We could get into so many stories, bro. Like, I just had people who come in that are like this one guy. He came in and he was like in the pro audio section looking at all the standalone like the Akai stuff, MPC 37 key and like all and the MPC 1 Plus and all that. And he was like, basically his question was like, can you explain how music works? You remember that guy that day? He came in and he was like, man, can you tell me about these and how they work and how, like, it started by like explaining piano to me, and then it turned from that into like he's like, can you find someone that can explain this better to me?
They wanted like a full demo on all of the standalone gear,
and it just turned into like, I'm like, so you want, like, he wanted us in just one sitting to be able to explain to him how music works. Just how like, I'm like,
I know exactly what
it's like. No matter how long we would talk to him, and this is actually the thing that happens pretty frequently. It's like, and that's why you have to, like, you can't stretch yourself too thin, because people will get like that and they'll just like, it's like, man, this is like something that yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro.
Dude,
it's like
1000%.
It's not something where you just walk in. It's like walking into a mechanic shop and being like, explain to me how an engine works.
Or like you need to get your tire pressure gauge checked, and you're like, explain to me how the axle connects to the ball bearings.
Yeah, just
like,
anything and all. What the differentials, and it's like, give me a run. Can you explain to me how this entire car operates?
Could you
from
pull
start
up a
to finish,
schematic
please?
of the vehicle from Ford?
People be like that, bro. When they ask about, like, people will come in and they'll try to test our knowledge, especially.
Oh yeah,
and he is a guitar tech, someone who's been doing this for literally almost 20 years at this point, bro. I don't like the section that I work in the least purposely is the guitars. Like guitar repair department is where I hang around the most, and then pro audio. But like just the guitar department at work is just because you just get guys that just come in and they just want to fuck with you, dude. They'll test you on every single little pinpoint of knowledge.
One of my first Ash days, man. It was like one of my first or second Ash days. I was in the acoustic room, and this guy came in and he wanted to try the 3 different Martins that we had, and they were all different wood. Like, one was koa, one was like spruce, and the one was whatever. And they were like $20 each in price. And
price difference.
yeah, and he's like, "Why is this one like what? I don't even remember which wood was cheaper than what."
Right.
And I was like, "It's just because the way Sam Ash has it priced."
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said,
It's
"I'm a
ridiculous.
certified arbalist, and I know that this
What?
wood carries vibration more than the other one. I swear on everything I love." He said
Yeah,
he
it would
was
be
a
like that, bro.
certified
An
arbalist.
arbalist?
A certified
Yeah,
arbalist.
okay, bro. You want to pull out your certs for me, and then like you gotta carry it around and you flash it like an FBI card. Like here's my credentials, sir.
Here's my wood credit, dude. Bro has this wood credibility. He's certified in wood.
I get it. I get it. I'm definitely a geek and a nerd when it comes to all that stuff, and I definitely, I
Same,
get. But when people
same.
come in and they just test you just to test you because they're fucking bored, it's so
Or
cringe.
they're like, look at this asshole. He thinks he's cooler than me working at
Yeah.
Guitar Center, and they just want to bust your balls. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
well, because I'll get a lot of times, like a lot of guitar centers and a lot of the bigger box music stores, they do just kind of hire people, and like there are people who knew and don't really know a whole lot about it, but it's like,
that
dude,
is
you're never
very
gonna
true.
know every single little thing about everything ever.
I
So
will say the one thing in the store that I know the least about is probably drums. Like I can help you get heads or
yeah,
sticks or hardware, but
well,
like if you're asking me like, yeah,
yeah,
literally have the
I'm
exact
definitely
same shirt
not
as
not.
you.
I am definitely by no means a drum master. I'm not a pro. I would never walk around with a fucking stick up my ass saying like I am a pro drummer.
Facts.
I know enough to be able to tell you anything that
That you need to
within
know.
reason.
Yeah, I could
But
sell you
yeah,
whatever kit you in the whole store.
yeah, but
And
I'm not like a drummer aficionado. If where I'm not,
I'm not gonna play in 7/16 and like fucking
polyrhythms and all.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I can hold my own. I can tell you all about the different symbols. I can tell you all about the different shells. I can tell you all about all whatever hardware you need. But I'm just not that passionate about it to the point where like it's like, dude, and it takes people like me and you that aren't afraid to admit that.
For
We're
sure.
not afraid to be like, hey, I don't know very much about this, so can you tell me? We like to learn.
Dude,
You know
a
what I mean?
1000%. We trade information more than anything, I would say.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if I
dude.
learned something cool and you're like the first person that I usually tell and you always have like a cool thing to shoot back to me,
Same with
it's
you, bro.
yeah.
Anytime I ask anything about the production world or anything about standalone controllers or anything about DAWs or anything about that, I've learned so much from you in that department. Where I can hold my own in the pro audio section and be able to
Yeah,
pretty much
man.
sell whatever at this point. And it's like, it's good to have that relationship and to be not be able to afraid. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but you'll know who I'm talking about. Like,
To be afraid to like ask somebody for their
right, just
help
like when they talk
or
to you about something, you just like, yeah, it's the best, it's the best. Yeah, you get it, just get it. It's the best ever. And it's like, no, dude, you gotta like, if you don't know something about something, and a customer's or a client is asking you, pick their brain. I feel like it's such
exactly.
more of you develop
A
and
personal
they'll
bond,
trust you
yeah,
at
a
that point.
thousand percent, dude. They fully. I know that that's one thing with a lot of my customers is they fully trust me.
Yeah,
Like they know
yeah,
that I am not lying to them under
yeah,
any. You know what I mean? I will completely. I'll be. You know how many times I've said we don't have any of these foot cables. I would probably order one off Amazon
yeah,
if you need it by tomorrow.
yeah, yeah,
Like
straight up.
I'm never afraid to tell someone the truth. I remember being like, I mean, shit, I'm a fucking musician myself that's still, waiting for the day that I can fully rely on music to pay my bills. So I know what it's like to
Yep,
go into a guitar store and
yep. Mm-hmm.
and the only difference on our end is we get to go into the guitar store and trade our labor for way,
Yeah,
money,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
Essentially, yeah.
It's just a cool or weird dichotomy to the whole situation where I don't know, like a lot of people we sell gear. I I sell my leased gear to people that work with us.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with it. Like, okay, so tell me about the Jazz Master.
Okay,
So like
so
tell me because I know like that you're a freak for Jazz
yeah, man,
Masters.
I just got like into him one day, dude. Fucking I had a my Les Paul. I have my 7 string for when I'm doing all my like
Hmm.
metalcore, deathcore, slam shit. and I was gonna get an Ibanez Art Core. I really
Nice.
wanted something that I could
I love
play.
Ibanez, dude. I love
I
them
love
so
Ibanez
much.
too,
Yeah.
man. They're a great brand. It's a semi-hollow,
You
and
can't beat Fender though, dude.
yeah, I know. I really just wanted to get something that I could play chords on and like have it sound good. And so I was gonna get a semi-hollow. My Les Paul that I had, I don't know, like I I dropped it when I was growing up, like maybe 5 years ago. I sealed it myself, but there's like a
Hmm.
paint chip on the back, so I don't know. Like playing chords, sometimes it just wasn't the best. So I wanted something to where my chords would really ring out, and I was gonna go the semi-hollow direction, and then
Right.
I
Yeah, like not full hollow body, semi hollow.
yeah,
You
just like a
know, I feel like
semi.
I do like full hollow bodies. Don't get me wrong, but like the semi hollows are just like they fit in your arms better. They feel better. They're a little more sleek in design, and the electronics and everything at this point they can just pretty much emulate.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
yeah.
I was gonna go the like Gretsch or Ibanez Artcore route, and then I was like watching a lot of Sonic Youth videos. I was really got really into The Cure around that time, and saw Robert Smith was using a Jazz
How can you
Master.
not like the Cure, dude?
Yeah, I know,
I
man. That was one of the best shows
I
I've
was
ever
a
been to.
late bloomer when it came to the Cure
I
too.
was a late bloomer for The Cure too,
Yeah,
man.
man. Just you're like out, especially out here in Ybor City, bro, with the castle being right down the road and like all the goth scene and everything. I've always been like that and like goth alternative. I've always been in that and with roots with that. But you know, out here, just the industrial scene and like just any kind of goth that wave of music. It's
We have a good
like
culture here.
yeah, Tampa is like got a little bit of everything and
Yeah,
it's hard. Like the music scene here is tits, dude. Like
yeah.
everywhere, you're always running into musicians, and there's a lot of famous motherfuckers that live like a couple blocks away. You see them, you run into them all the time down
Dude, I
here.
ran into Wyland. It's this a rapper turned like synth pop artist. He's
Hmm.
kind of newer, like I guess like underground. But he came into Guitar Center the other day, and I saw he
You deal
came.
with a lot of crazy motherfuckers that are real, like the
Dude,
Bucks player that comes in
yeah,
all the
Bucks
time, man. You
player.
got like there's a lot of high
Um,
status motherfuckers that come in specifically to see
it was
you.
cool, man. I saw him and I was like, you look like Wyland. And he just kind of like smiled, and I didn't want to like. He's very shy, so I didn't want to like press him, you know.
Hmm.
And he was super chill though, dude. He was just getting like some drum heads.
Isn't it cool to like meet people that you're fond of?
Dude,
And
it
it's
was
like
really cool,
some of the
man.
guys from the band Belphegor came in. They were like a European black metal band, and they came in one time, and I was getting a little giddy for that. Um, well, who would you say is like the most high status person that you? Because we had that guy from the when we worked at Ash, we had the pitcher or yeah, it was the pitcher or the pitcher from
Some baseball player.
he was in the Angels, but
Okay.
he was in the Blue Jay. He played for the Blue Jays, and then he got transferred over to the Los Angeles Angels, and that was, I mean, like you'd just be surprised. You never know who walks through the fucking front door,
Nah,
dude.
dude.
Like
You'll never
Glenn Bennett
believe
from
this.
Deicide, you know, I've dealt with him a million times. Um, I mean, I could just go run down like just a
Jimmy
list.
Hart from WWE.
What? No
Lit-
way.
uh, Anthony, I swear to God on everything I love.
What the fuck, bro?
I have the signed.
It's so
Actually,
random.
when I get home, I'll send you the signed pictures he
Yeah,
brought me with my name on them.
that's so
So it
sick,
was like
dude.
my first or second week at Guitar Center, and I
Yeah.
see him walk in the front door, and I'm like, "That's fucking Jimmy Hart from WWE." And I walk up to him, and I'm like,
Was
"Dude,
Jose there when it happened?
no,
Oh
it was."
man, Jose's
And
one of
I
our
know,
coworkers who
dude.
loves WWE so
He
much.
would have loved it, man. And I'm like, "You're Jimmy Hart," and he's like, "I'm Jimmy Hart. What's going on, man, dude? Nicest guy ever, bro. Nicest guy ever." He's like, "I'm just coming in here to get a guitar. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I want to start taking lessons." I got him acoustic. I got him a case. I got him a stand. Like, so literally the guitar that Jimmy Hart has right now in his living room or whatever.
You sold to him.
Yeah, I sold to him, man.
Yeah.
And then he brought back, he came in for one of his lessons, and he brought in like four signed posters for me. One's a Hulk Hogan and him. One's the Hart brothers. The other one is like Shawn Michaels, and then the other one is him. but they're all signed to Colin from Jimmy. It's really
Bro,
cool.
that's fucking so awesome. Yeah, you just never know. Like it's hard because some of these guys, like the first time I ever met Maynard from Tool in Perfect Circle, I had no idea who he was, bro. And that was a guy that walked into a music store I worked in at one point, and like, I mean, the list just goes on, dude. There's all kinds of crazy like we've got the a couple people that have worked with Led Zeppelin that I've met, like not like actual people, not actual artists from like Jimmy Page or nothing like that,
Like
but
road
like
crew and
road crew
stuff.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I had a couple days ago there was someone who worked for Live Nation and fuck Live Nation, but at the same time like this guy that was doing he was like Shakira's roadie or whatever. He came in, was picking up just like some wireless units. Like they'll just come in and be like, I need four Shure wireless
The guys
packs.
from Cheap Trick came in a couple weeks ago to Guitar Center, and they got
Steve Lynch
some.
from Autograph is another guy that comes in. All yeah, dude, it keeps going.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
like
it's crazy,
you
man.
never know, man. You just never know. So, I know we can speak for you and myself too when we say we gotta try to keep humble because you just never know who
It's
it is.
cool, man. Yeah, you definitely you never know who's on the other side of that, literally. And like,
And then also like I know that I've also dealt with this before too. Like people who just like you never expect it and like they just like pull out like a wad of
oh yeah,
like hundreds of thousands
hundreds.
of fucking dollars and
Or
you just
my
didn't know.
favorite,
You never.
that's the best.
Yeah.
Or then the opposite of that also is when like someone will come up to us and expecting us not to have any knowledge on a subject, or like
Right.
a lot of the time, especially being in pro audio, if it's like a rapper or another producer that comes in,
Hmm.
they'll kind of try to like check my,
Yeah.
like
Just
credibility
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
see like, oh, uh is this guy really know what he's talking about? So they'll like ask me to show him a beat or something, and I always will watch their face change from this like, oh, okay, to, oh, damn,
Oh
that actually
damn.
sounds pretty good. Like it's like a distinct face. Like it's
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And you never know just who wants just that instrument cable or that
Yeah,
headphone
dude,
adapter
dude,
or
Wyland
whatever.
was literally getting like two drum heads and like a pack of sticks, and he performed at some big ass festival like the next day. Like it was went off his story. But yeah, literally the next day he performed this big ass
Yeah.
festival.
Yeah. It's definitely a trip working there. You know what I mean? It's definitely sometimes it's a little much, but it's definitely a trip being able to do that. Just Colin, I again we've been friends for a couple years now. Worked at all music stores. We worked at Sam Ash together. Worked at Guitar Center together. We're gonna be getting together, frequently just to talk about music, shoot the
Shoot the
shit,
shit,
talk
man.
about life, talk about gear, talk about music store experiences, talk about tell me about the pedal. So you've been wanting to get into engineering
Yeah,
and building
man.
and fixing and repairing pedals and things like that,
Been
right?
wanting to get into the analog world, building pedals and modifying pedals and doing that whole thing. I've been making a couple of VST plugins based off of old school rack units.
Right.
But I'm gonna be going under the name Fried Circuit Effects.
Fried Circuit Effects, right on.
Um,
What are some socials that people can follow you on like now?
right now you can find me at Kolin.mp3. That's Colin with a K, KOLIN.mp3 on Instagram.
And all that'll be linked in the description below, so you can check out all of Colin's socials and everything
And
there.
I
Make
got
sure
all
you
my
follow
music
him
on
and
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I have all my links on there to all my stuff. I have a Spotify as well, BeatStars page as well that has all my beats for lease or exclusive if you want to go with that route. Also do customs. A lot of that's done through DM as well. Just message me if you have an
Yeah,
idea.
like people can reach out to you, right? And like if they
Oh
want to
yeah,
work with you, if they want you to work with you in production or
1000%. Do you need
yeah.
something mixed? You need something mastered? If you want creative opinion on something, I'm a certified instructor for Taylor Robinson Music as well. If you want personal lessons,
Do you still work at
anything
the
like that.
studio?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's the studio?
Vaz Studios, AVAZ Studios in Tampa. You can follow them on Instagram as
Yeah,
well.
we'll link them all.
Thank you. That
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
slipped my mind, but yeah, Vaz Studios. Shout out Anonymous. Great guy, owner of the studio over there.
And of course, anybody can come into GC and see you too. You know, so
Yeah,
if
come
anybody has
into to
pro
Guitar
audio or
Center
guitar questions,
anytime. I'm there closing shift most nights, other than the weekend. But
yeah, ask for Colin.
everything's changing. Yeah, just ask for Colin. I'll get you taken care of.
So hopefully we'll be getting together more often, and we'll talk more about all this kind of stuff. And this is more of just like an introductory episode to Colin and our relationship and how we came to be and everything like that. And one I don't know if you want to or not, but one thing I always like to do is in the episode on I love guns. Me
Yeah.
personally, I do like. Do you want to show off your piece
Sure.
just to show what's your everyday carry? I've showed it before on here and everything
my
like
everyday
that.
carry is a Glock 43X. Right now, it's just stock. I want to throw a red dot on the top, but it's in my bag so often. Just when I'm like I'm chilling, I guess that I don't have the red dot on there. Got this new like waistband product for the summer for everyday carry.
And we're gonna talk about that too. We'll have an episode where we talk guns like the whole time, basically. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll
Yeah.
have a gun episode. We can go to the range even.
Yeah,
You know, or
yeah,
we can go
for
out.
sure.
There's the East Pits up in Hudson. We can go out and
We're big on
just
gun
shoot
safety
from
too,
there.
you guys. Like
Always
for
big on
sure.
gun safety.
Gotta
If
make
you didn't notice, finger never on the trigger. Make sure you're never loaded. Never look down the barrel of a gun or point it at anybody else.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Because I know Florida just changed their law. Like, when I was in Arizona, it was open carry, so we pretty much just carried openly, and everything. But I think Florida just kind of changed the rules
I
and the
think we're
laws to that
leaning
as well.
towards open carry, but I know that anyone over the age of 21, if you're not a convicted felon, is allowed to concealed carry a firearm. And with it being inside of my
Yes.
mochila here, I am concealing my firearm.
Yeah, I have one. I have mine too. You inspired me to get one of these, and it's kind of funny because it's mine's camo too. But like we got like matching handbags.
Fire.
I saw him have his handbag all the time, and I'm like,
Patch on there, right?
oh yeah, Courtney, hand me the vest that you made me. Yeah, she made me this, dude. She made this for me. She came over the other night and she was like, "Look what I made for you," and I'm like, "Dude, no one's ever made me anything like that before."
This is really sick, dude.
Yeah, like,
This is cool as fuck.
yeah, check it out. I'll hold it up so the camera can see here. Yeah, it's awesome. She patched up this vest for me and everything like that. She put my band name at the top, Black Rosa. I have a couple of my own battle vests, but like I've never actually had anybody make one for me. I was like, dude, that is an awesome fucking gift.
No, that's
It's
sick
got the
as
kill
fuck.
all pedophiles on there.
Yeah, that one was my favorite.
You know, this one's more of a metal jacket. I fucking love this thing, dude. I was so happy with it. I was like, what? No one's ever made me that before. So yeah, I think
That's
this fits
fucking
on there. Yeah.
pimp swag,
Right?
dude.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah,
fire.
man. Like when someone gifts are really cool when someone actually puts time and effort into something like that. It's more than just like
Oh,
something
for
you
sure.
buy off the shelf.
I see that as like valuable as like a 1970s like silk robe. you
Yeah.
know, like that's super cool, man. That thing is fire.
Fucking hell yeah, man. Well, yeah, we're
Yo.
gonna do this again soon. Gonna
It was
get
a pleasure
together.
having me
Follow
over here,
Colin. Yeah, follow him on everything. You've got all his socials linked below. Leave a comment below. Especially if you were ever an Ash guy or a Guitar Center guy and work there, or if you frequent any of the stores often. Tell us about your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Love to read about them. And of course, share the video if you love this kind of content. Then make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. That way you get notified whenever we drop videos. And we will be getting together soon to do some more stuff, eh?
Most definitely, bro.
Awesome,
Most
bro.
definitely, man.
Good
Thanks for having
episode,
me
man.
on, brother. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro. Peace out, guys. All right, testing one more time. Go ahead and say it, whatever you want. Test.
If a nuke came out of the sky, I probably wouldn't be that sad.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about all this war and stuff, and like there's all kinds of shit going
If a
on.
nuke came out of the sky, I'd probably be relieved, honestly. Like, if it was, like, coming right on top of me, I'd be like, fuck it.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts, dude. Like, there's just so much fucking bullshit going on right now. It's not even funny.
Man, fuck Donald Trump is an idiot.